literally have the most tiny art inconvenience that wouldn't bother anyone else, but it kind of bothers me. Basically, I think it's the 21st of June, on the longest day of the year, I'm planning on going to the beach and painting the entire day, sunrise to sunset. I'm planning to do it for a video, and I'm also thinking of recording a couple of other videos whilst I'm out. I genuinely don't know how much to pack. I don't know how many pages I'm going to be able to get done in the time, but I'm thinking of taking this little sketchbook that I had from March of Robots. It doesn't look like there's much left, but it's an 80-page sketchbook, so there's still a decent amount left. And I have other sketchbooks that I started in August and September that aren't finished yet, and it kind of bothers me that sketchbooks that I started in like March or May might be finished before those, because I kind of want my sketchbooks to be in a chronological order. I like being able to look back at my sketchbooks in a timeline, if that makes any sense. I don't mind so much this one not being done, but the one I would like done is this Stillman and Birn beta. And honestly, like, it's not got many pages left. I've got this sketch. I don't know if you can see, that's going to be gouache. I've got this face, and I was just going to put some swatches here. And then I've got my basic landscapes on this side. Anything that's kind of metallic on this side I think will transfer, so I'm not going to put anything special on the other one. There's tiny little dots, and they're all going to be joined up, and this is going to be a colour chart for my new palette. My new palette is like 30 colours. The cubes are less than a centimetre each. So the idea that I had for this one, instead of mixing every single individual colour, was ultramarine, cobalt teal, and then when I go across and do like Potter's pink, I basically just do the entire lines up, and then later on do the entire lines across. You're still going to end up with the same mixture. It's still going to be ultramarine and Potter's pink, but it's going to be one layer on top of another layer rather than me mixing every single individual square, which takes so long. I think this gives us a general idea, so I'm going to do it this way. I think that's everything. There's really not much. 10 days to finish it? I think I could. I think if I do the faster method with the colour chart, I'm going to try and finish this sketchbook before the 21st, just so that it's done before the ones that were started 6 months later, you know? I like to number my sketchbooks and have them in order, so let's do the final few pages. That's good. I think I put a little bit too much sugar in though. It is like very sweet. Here you can see I've got my little pet, my jelly gouache. I've given it a bit of water and now it's getting a little bit of air. I live in such a mouldy climate and a mouldy house, and I am terrified of my gouache getting mould. I need to use them more often. They're not that bad. They're pretty good for sketchbook work. Making a start on finishing this now, I'm just going to add a little bit of watercolour, and then I'm going to do the layer test, and then I'm going to do like a bit of a bloom test just to try out the paper. I feel like a sketchbook should be a place of fun, so it doesn't really bother me if it's like messy. So on this one, I'm just going to do a really light first layer. That is the first layer done. That's fine. This one, I just want to test like water blooms on here really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a really loose landscape, and then I'm going to drop a load of water and see what happens. The top one is going to be like a very obvious chunk of land and then an obvious section of a hill, and I've done it before in my Moleskine where I basically it's like a load of circles together, and it's really easy to see how many layers it takes before it starts looking muddy and like picking up the layer underneath doing it this way. I expect it to be about 4 layers and then it starts picking up the layer underneath, but I guess we'll see what happens. Dab a couple of blooms in this and just see what happens. I've never successfully done water blooms really in this sketchbook, but with any luck, This sketchbook will be finished in a few days, hopefully. I just want to quickly check the flowers that I'm pressing because I'm a little bit scared that they might go moldy. So let's have a look. I don't know what to expect. Oh. Right, this is what we've got. Are there any signs of mold? This one, I think this one looks pretty good actually. That looks clear. I need to somehow lift this one though. I feel like this one was most alive, so maybe it had quite a bit of moisture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it onto some clean kitchen roll. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I feel like this might be the right thing to do, to just transfer it onto some clean kitchen roll, and then we'll keep pressing it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them, to be honest. I'm not sure this one is even that pretty, really, like the way that it's smushed. Maybe I'll move that a little bit. I think they definitely need a bit longer though. Okay, so I'm gonna pop them back in place. I'm gonna pop this under for another, I think possibly a week since there was no mold so far, and then we'll check it, maybe change it again, and then leave it like another week. Because these are quite prominent, I would like them a bit flatter really. Today I'm working on this colour chart. I don't know if you can see, but the boxes are going to be about the size of my nail. I need to do the grid, then I need to get water and paint, but wish me luck. Halfway now, this is the first layer done. I feel like maybe some of these blues should have been the other way around. I accidentally put the cools with the warms. Oh well, let's get started on the second layer. Are you ready to see the worst colour chart you've ever seen in your life? I mean, once some time has passed, it might not be as bad as it is, but right now it seems so bad. I literally rushed through it because it just didn't work. I did the first layer absolutely fine, and if you remember, it looked really pretty. And then literally like the very first one, I started adding the second layer and it picked up the paint underneath. And once it picked up the paint from one, it literally moved it onto the other one, and some of the paints were okay, but Shell Pink picked up the pink every single time I tried to add a second layer, and it's only like a second layer. Why is it not capable of glazing in the slightest? It kind of worked here when I did a really watery layer. This didn't go to plan. Also, I had this package just arrive and I really want to open it, but I can't just yet because I need to do like an unboxing video and it needs to be nice and sunny, so I'm gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Zen Arts contacted me and it said they'd like to send me some brushes to try out, which is really cool. Maybe I'll film the unboxing tomorrow and then decide if I want to do a video accompanying it. I'm not sure. I'll have a think about it and we'll unbox it tomorrow. It's the next day, so I got to open this. Look how lovely and sunny the window is. I got this lovely set from Zen Arts, which I have done an unboxing for, and it is going to be its own separate video, but I will quickly show you now. They sent me the Verbena set, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be this one or the miniatures, because they'd kind of mentioned both in their email, but I'm so happy that it's this one. Honestly, the set looks like perfect for me and what I use my brushes for. This is how gorgeous it looks. Like, look how amazing this is. It's so pretty. First impression wise, honestly, they are perfect for me. They are so soft and they ping back nice and slowly. They feel exactly like I would want from a watercolor brush, which is odd because they're kind of labeled as acrylic. I don't even want to use them for gouache because I don't want to ruin them. I feel like they'll be really good for watercolor. Shouldn't be biased, but this one, I haven't even used it yet and I'm honestly in love. It's a bit of me. It's a mop brush with that kind of bit in it, so it looks a bit more like a quill, to be honest. I also love that it's got these big flat brushes, which I don't currently have. I think they're going to be great for watercolor, honestly. Yes, excited for that video. Not trying to complain, I am just a little curious, cause I see the picture, see the post, reckless me, not even close, cause why would I be something that I'm not? I should be happy with the friends I've got, but these thoughts still come to mind, and I can't help but wondering sometimes, am I missing on something I don't have, cause I don't wanna give up being good to be bad, but I bet if I was there I wouldn't care. I dance but I'd stay low. Kids all raising cups while I'm in the back staring at my phone, and I know that it doesn't matter in the end, but sometimes I feel I'm on the outside looking in, and I'm happy where I'm at, so I won't get too vocal, but sometimes I wonder what it's like to be a little bit more social. Thought of what could have been still gets under my skin, but is it worth all the stress, all this constant heat? I'm currently editing a video and trying something really quite new. It's like a Shein art haul that I did, and there's a part of the video where I'm looking online to like place the order. It's horrifically slow, but basically the screen is here and then my head is here, and it's like currently it looks okay, and I can change the feathering on here. It looks quite good and I quite like the feathering, but it kind of makes it look like I'm dead. You know, like when you go to a funeral and you have like a little floating head it's got this little fluffy border. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to go with the fluffy border. This is my current setup. I'm going to be painting a portrait in gouache, and then on this page I'm just going to do some swatches. This palette was supposed to be like watercolor and it's cracked everywhere. To be fair, this one color's doing really well. Some colors have cracked, but they're still usable. But others are like, how am I supposed to use this? Especially this blue, like look how bad this blue is. Alizarin Crimson didn't fare well either. From my Shein art haul, you might have seen, I'll leave it down below if not, I picked up a airtight gouache palette, and I think I'll be able to put all of these blobs in there and try and reactivate them. That could work, but I don't have a long-term plan for this palette. I've got a really dumb idea to just work my way around the palette in order and use every colour once, so I might try that. It's the final spread and then it's all done. It's been sunny for a while, but it's now overcast and a bit cloudy, so I'm going to take the opportunity to photograph my mermaid paintings. I've got my camera here, and I've got my easel over here. I have my camera on AV f11, and I use my fixed 50mm lens just so it doesn't stretch it at all. Because it's a soft cover sketchbook, it's being really awkward. It's not actually staying flat. I'm literally just taking a photo and then going and turning the page, that's it. Just finished and it's now started raining. Talk about perfect timing. The sketchbook is finished, finally, honestly. I'm happy that it's finished. I'm not happy with the sketchbook, but I'm glad that it's over. So what I've got to do next is put the start and end date in here. I've got a nice little circle and I was going to do gouache, but there's kind of transfer over the entire thing, so I'm not entirely sure. As long as we can cover up this. This happened when the paint ripped here. I might get my metallic paints out and try and cover up this as well a little bit. I have no clue what happened here. It was stored on a shelf. And then it somehow reactivated and ripped. I don't know. I'm also going to do some spot checking. Like, there's little bits of transfer on pretty much every page. I mean, this isn't a particularly good page, but like, can you see all of the green like transfer from this page that's just gone everywhere? That might have to be waxed. I'll probably go through with my Dorlan's wax and try and do something. Like, there's bits of transfer everywhere. This yellow has literally got transfer absolutely everywhere. This has got transfer all over here, so that this page will probably need to be waxed as well. That's today's job. I'm going to go through and try and pick up some paint where I can, wax what needs to be waxed, and do this. This is the start page. I did colourful gouache and then added black on top, and I really love the effect that it's given. This one is somewhat fixed. It looks worse, but it looks better than it did after the rip. If you're curious of seeing the process of Destroy This in Your Style before it got ripped and it got ruined, then I'll leave the link just here and down below so you can check that one out after you finish this one.
It's better with you, watching the sun drop. It's better with you. It's better with you. It's better with you.
I left the sketchbook by the door to dry, and I do have a really unfortunate development that I didn't know. The problem is, it's literally taken off all of the metallic from the metallic paint. Looking at the kitchen roll, like, it's not actually come off, so where has it gone? It's also kind of raised the rip a little bit, so I might have to re-go over, but then it might transfer again. I don't know, I might just leave it as it is really. But it's a little bit sad. I'm gonna wax another page now, I'm just gonna keep going. My hair is currently wet, please ignore that. Today is the 20th and tomorrow is the 21st, so we're going to be going out and painting for the entirety of the longest day of the year, and also drawing. I'm going to take sketching stuff too. I'm currently just packing up all my supplies. I've got a bit of a list as well because I'm going to try and film multiple videos whilst I'm out. I know it's a bit of a big thing considering like how small I am on YouTube, but I just had the idea a while ago and I really wanted to do it. This is the current situation. I've got obviously my paints and my water brush, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to fill it up so that I can top up the water brush. I've got a selection of pens. I've got 2 of my water-based markers, which I'm going to be taking with this water brush. And I've got some other markers, and that's just my general setup. Sketchbook wise, I've got my Messy and my Art Creations, which I think will be finished after tomorrow. I've got my plein air sketchbook, and this is my outside sketchbook that I'm going to do a couple of things in. I'm also going to take this big one, and I'm not sure how often I'm going to use it, but I've got some notes here, and I've got one video in particular that I plan on using it for, which is also what these 2 things are for. Have a guess if you can see what the idea is there. But yeah, this is the current setup. I think I'm going to end the vlog here. If you want to see how tomorrow goes, that will be in the next vlog. Fingers crossed it will go okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.